Pardon that interruption, so let's keep going. So make sure that you tell me what you think about where you think the country is going to be headed. Like I was saying, I think there's going to be dire times for the United States. And I think the wealthy class is going to do just fine. He's talking about making permanent those tax cuts. Well, if you're making tax cuts and you're making sure that revenue uh, has to be accounted for, it's got to be accounted for somewhere. So it's got to fall on somebody's back. There's nothing free in this life. So, what do you think? Make sure you like and subscribe and let me know what you're thinking about where things are going to go. Right now, he's threatening 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada starting February 1st. Do you think that's a good thing? I would submit to you long term that's a mistake, but again, I think we're seeing the advent of a situation where Mr. Donald John Trump believes that America is going to be more in the kind of Teddy Roosevelt era of 100 years ago, meaning that whatever we say goes. What do you think of some of the things that he's talking about in Panama? Or what else? Taiwan? Or the threat that he's made to the BRICS countries? Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. I believe collectively the BRICS countries represent about, what, 85 to 90% of the world's population. And he's telling them that they have to follow the United States lead as far as their trade and as far as any type of legal tender that they decide to use among themselves. You think that's going to work out? I would submit not so quickly, my friend. But we'll see, right? That's what the world's going to be now. I mean, I'd like to know what that means. They asked some of the people that I saw on an outlet, one of the media outlets, they're talking about God, country, and family, and that's going to be the new era in America. Really? God, country, and family? That's another good question. Do Americans really believe in God? Or do they believe in the idols that they worship as God? I mean, just a question. Again, I don't take sides, at least not yet on something like this, on politics per se. But I'm interested. What do you think? Tell me the truth. I can take it. Remember, like and subscribe and leave your answers down below. And I'm excited about it. It'll give us something to talk about in the coming months because I have a feeling it's going to get interesting. So that's just my question. I mean, the United States is withdrawing from the World Health Organization. Is that important? The president has decided that he wants to end birthright citizenship. Think that's significant? Okay. Just wondering. He's also pardoned all of the insurrectionists. Is that significant? Think that was a good move or not? As I say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited to hear what it is that you have to say. I think that that might be troubling. Now we are officially in the place with the convicted felon president and the civilly convicted rapist president making the laws up as you go along. You guys are guilty of being outside the rule of law, and you guys aren't, depending on who's in with the power brokers. Doesn't that make us like a lot of regimes that we're supposed to be against? Isn't it supposed to be truth, justice, and the American way, or is it just the American way? I don't know. Please like and subscribe, and then let me know what you think. I think some things are questionable. All right, what's going on here in the world? That was my America look. Oh, in Venezuela we have Nicolas Maduro, who's now president for the third time. Didn't he lose an election? Apparently not. He said he didn't lose, so I guess he didn't lose. I think that's significant. Will the United States be able to contest anything overseas in the way that we're doing things when other potentates or presidents claim power and abilities far beyond those of mortal man for themselves? Just asking questions. Interesting. I see that Maduro threatens to liberate Puerto Rico from the United States. And know the way that America talks about Puerto Rico, I'm not sure that Puerto Rico wouldn't mind that, but be that as it may, I digress. I think that's interesting. And of course, in the world, we have the Gaza situation. I guess right now we have a tenuous ceasefire, and the genocidal tendencies of the Israeli government can be put on hold for now, perhaps. We'll see how that goes. Anything else going on in the world? No. Oh, there's so much going on in the world. Any comments about that? Do you think it was a genocide? I did purposely use that word. I did say genocidal tendencies. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. But remember, please, facts, not emotion. You know, point out why you think I'm wrong. Point out why you think that if I'm using that word incorrectly, why it's not that. I know that the vast majority of the people that are dead, they're reporting, 46,000 or so dead. You can usually double that if you sift the rubble that's been left of Gaza. You can sift the rubble, and I'm sure that we'll unfortunately find many more innocent people that are not accounted for directly. So if you're saying 50,000, usually you double it to about 100,000. And then, of course, those that will lose their lives from the injuries and from the depredations that have been happening since then. So, you think it'll last? You think I was making a mistake or I'm in error? Again, I don't mind being challenged. Just give me facts. Give me facts. And let's have a discussion. You know, the Ukraine, Russia still fighting. That doesn't look like that. That was supposed to be solved on day one. Oh, well, never mind. Never mind. And, well, I think that's about it for me right now. I don't see anything else I want to comment about. So many serious things. Ordinarily, I oftentimes will talk to you about, some of the lighter aspects of what's going on, sports and, other things like that, and just sort of, happy news. But yesterday was a pivotal day in the world. The world is never going to be the same again after yesterday's items. Usually I go through at least 3 or 4 headlines, and then we have our conversation and commentary back and forth. But I think I'm going to stop it right there for now. I'm going to let you now digest what it is that you've heard, and I'd like to think that you'll come back with some really interesting things to say. You already know my theme. My theme is, and I would be remiss if I didn't give credit to, of course, the artist, formerly known as Tupac Shakur. And he and Casey and JoJo, when they did How Do You Want It, of course, I just couldn't do the instrumental version. There's some speech in the lyrics there that, that were okay when I was in college. not so okay now that I am married, father, and you're trying to, you do have a reputation to protect and things of that nature. But love the groove, right? So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm looking forward to hearing what it is that you have to say about some of the more interesting aspects of some things that are going to be going on in this world. Remember, I am the Baron of Bromides. I am the Wizard of Wisdom. I am most often called the Prince of Positivity. And I am thirsty to hear from you and to exchange ideas. Like as I said, that's why I started the channel, or I should say revived the channel to go into that direction. Kind of makes you want to just nod your head, right, like this. How do you want it? How do you feel? Leave it right there. I'm the Prince of Positivity, and for now, I'm out.